Hey everyone, welcome to the best US Mint news channel on YouTube. I'm Son of a Silver Stacker. Today's date is the 5th of October 2025, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the American Silver Eagle with the Navy Privy Mark, because the United States Mint is sure to employ the waiting room, and you need to learn a little bit more about that, and I don't want to thank M. Ash for pointing this out to me. Also, found a little bit of a discrepancy in the listing for the American Silver Eagle with the Navy Privy Mark. It had a W mint mark on it, and I'm like, well, what are they playing at? But before I show any of that to you, if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to a bazillion subs. It's actually a really big number. It's tremendous. In fact, you can look it up on the Google machine. It's ginormous. Also, we're always live, never edited, and always unscripted. I never know what I'm not going to say. Now let's bounce over to moneymetals.com. I can show you this, where the spot price is end of the week. So gold is up now to $38.99.80, 20 cents under $3,900. And will we hit $4,000 gold by Friday? Could be. Silver end of the week at $48.18. Could we be at $50 by the end of the week? Could be. Platinum end of the week at $16.17.80, and palladium at $12.82.55. And Dr. Copper's raging over here, up to $5.08 per pound. Now, we remember just last week, the folks over at Money Metals went from, I think, $6.89 to $6.39 for a quantity of 1 through 39. You're going to be paying $55, $57. And is that going to be $60 soon for one American Silver Eagle? Yeah, probably. Now, the buyback, that's the sell to them price, is $48.02 each, $48.02. And that is still below the silver spot price at $48.18. Seems like the past 2 weekends, including this weekend, well, we've seen this buyback underneath the silver spot price. Now over here to the United States Mint's product page. That's right. We're going to be talking about the October 10 release coming soon and limited. They know it's a big deal. And remember, it comes out of the San Francisco Mint, California, or does it? I don't even know anymore. And the product code is 25 NPM, which I believe is Navy Privy Mark. And there it is, the coin video that I got to show you. It's incredible. Don't even understand it. The packaging is cool. I do dig the colors they've used there. It does say it comes out of San Francisco, California. Here, all right, look, as you can see the S there under the left wing, bingo. But if you go to the video, all right, you go to the video here, and we're actually going to go zoom in on that one. So there it is, Navy Privy Mark right there on this particular coin. However, if we set it in motion and flip it upside down, hey, how are you? Good to see you. Well, what do you see there but a W mint mark? Not sure. And it has the Navy Privy Mark just to the side of that. So I don't know what they're playing at, but it definitely begs the question, well, where is this coin going to be struck? Is it the video makers that made a boo-boo? Is it the people that made a boo-boo? Were they the ones that added San Francisco here? You know, I think it's going to be out of San Francisco. I think the video is just off. That's just, I think that's the way it plays out here. Now let's keep on keeping on. Let's talk about this. I went over to the cumulative sales to find out if any of these Navy Privy Mark American Silver Eagles have been sold yet. And I don't have not a one. I've got the Army Privy. I've got here the, I guess the Laser Privy is not on there right now, but I guess I could check it out at 25 LE. And that doesn't even do it either. That's, maybe it was EA LE. Oh, there it is. Yeah, silver. What's interesting about this is that they have here, because typically you see 2025 American Eagle silver proof, but their nomenclature, whatever they use, 2025 Pres Case AE silver laser engraved proof 1 ounce. So they've sold 99,235 of those. So what I'm looking for is the 25 NPM Navy Privy Mark, and there's not one of them listed on there. So I'd imagine tomorrow, Monday, or even Tuesday, so we're looking at the 6th or 7th, the United States Mint is going to have some sales for the Navy Privy Marked American Silver Eagle that you see here on your screen. So that should be pretty interesting to see how many they've gotten rid of to the bulk purchasers, right? So here we go. I want to thank M. Ash for this. News, Coins Online, September 25. Are you privy to these marks? Yada, yada, but that's not the most important part here. This is it right here. Why wait for the waiting room is the title of this article here. And you can see they've got a picture of a, looks like desktop computer and a mobile device here about thank you for your patience. The product's released in 10 minutes. Your estimated wait time is 25 minutes. And they also have a larger screen here. And we're going to be explaining what all this means. So here we go. It says here, if you've ever joined the rush for a limited edition drop, which will be this Friday, the 10th, no doubt about it, you know it's part thrill. Isn't that fun, though? It's really, and we will be live for that. And part patience. That's right. Smell the flower, blow out the candle. Otherwise, if you get worked up, your brain is not going to be functioning properly. You're going to get flustered. Just smell the flower, blow out the candle. And that way you can keep your head about you and your wits about you and not do something silly. All right. Now it says that's why we built a helpful feature to make the shopping experience smoother, fairer, and a little less chaotic for every collector. It's called the virtual waiting room. When we expect heavy site traffic, the virtual waiting room kicks in to help keep the site running smoothly and give everyone a fair chance at the products they came for. It's not a slowdown. It's a smarter way to keep things moving and make sure the drop feels less like a scramble. Make the virtual waiting room work for you with these insider tips. Now, this is huge, folks, all right? And I even learned something here about this on these tips. There's 3 bullet points they're sharing here. Before a big drop, early site visitors are placed in a queue with real-time updates. Now remember that early visitors are placed in a queue with real-time updates. Tip is pay attention to the updates and avoid refreshing your page. Okay, I believe it does say that on the MIT website. If you go here, due to extraordinary high traffic, we're using a virtual waiting room to keep your place in line. Do not leave the page or refresh your browser. When it's your turn, you'll be automatically led into the website and have 10 minutes to complete your purchase. Product availability is not guaranteed. Now, the Mint really needs to snap out of it, because once you get it in your cart, it should be yours until you purchase it. And if you take too long past the allotted time, then it goes back into the general pool for the general public to purchase. But they haven't done that. Now, check this out. This is where it gets really interesting, because people generally ask me, they're like, well, when should you get in? 11:30, 11:45, 5 minutes till. Well, this answers that. Once the sale begins, right, at 12 o'clock noon Eastern time, everyone gets shuffled. Oh, what? Yeah, shuffled into a random order and gradually let in. Show up after launch? Don't worry. You'll be added to the line in the order you arrive. Now, see, you would think they would do this part here. You'll be added to the line in the order you arrive when you get there beforehand, right? A little advantage for the people who are, early bird gets the worm. Not at the United States Mint, because if you're the early bird that gets the worm, you're not necessarily going to get the worm. You're going to get shuffled into a random order and gradually let in. Now here's the tip. Plan on arriving a little early to improve your chances of getting quickly after launch. Now, once you're in, you'll have a set window to complete your purchase, usually about 10 minutes. Tip, have a list of the products for the products you want, so you can shop fast. Now, here's my tip, and they didn't mention this, but if you're on a desktop computer, a laptop computer, I usually have a couple tabs open of the same product. That way, if one of them's funky, if it goes wonky, I've got another one that I switch over to, not a problem. Now, some people say the phone is faster, some people say the computer's faster, and I think it just depends where you live and your internet connection. It says here, our goal is to make you wait as short as possible so you can focus on what really matters, adding something new to your collection. Just remember, though, getting through the virtual waiting room doesn't guarantee you'll snag the product you want. See, that's what I'm talking about. If you get through the waiting room and it's in your cart, you should be able to purchase it, and it should give you an amount of time to finish that, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 7.5 minutes. They really need to figure that out. Maybe they should have a meeting with a conference call with Ticketmaster or something of that nature. All right, you'll snag the product you want. Inventory can sell out fast, which this one will. All right, even while you're checking out. So yeah, that's the bummer in the summer right there. It was in my cart, and now I went to pay for it, and it's gone. Yeah, not a very good feeling. So the next time you see the virtual waiting room feature pop up, remember, it is not there to slow you down. That means you got to haul you know what. It's about leveling the playing field, because when it comes to collecting, good things come to those who wait. Absolutely. So that's that one. And this is just something what to do with the yada yada DC Comics. Now, there's some more interesting things going on here. This is Home Help Center, frequently asked questions, and the most popular questions. And we can go down here to the very bottom. Oh, by the way, I'll show you here in a second. It says here, can I return items or request a refund? And that, a lot of you have been asking about that this year. But how does the Mint waiting room work? So we'll go ahead and click that and go over this here. What is the waiting room and what is the goal of the waiting room? Now, the waiting room was implemented in 2022 in response to previous issues around the site's ability. Yeah, remember the Morgan and Peace dollar drops? That's exactly why. The virtual waiting room keeps the site within traffic system limits, and actually was implemented during the American Women Quarters launches, if I'm not mistaken. The virtual waiting room keeps the site within traffic system limits so the website remains available to customers without experiencing volume-related outages. And they really ought to talk about bots here, like it's an anti-bot thing, right? When is the waiting room used? The waiting room is used when popular products are made available with limited inventory and high demand. It is also deployed if the site experiences a sustained spike of traffic that may impact the site performance. Now it says here, how is the order in which customers are permitted onto the site determined? This is the big one, all right? This is a big one. This is one, you better listen. This is important. At the product drop start time, all customers in the waiting room are placed in a random order, right? At the product start drop. So you can get there at 11:58, I imagine, and you're good, right? They will enter into the website in this order at a pace that allows the website to provide optimal service and not on a first come, first served basis. They do that after the fact, right? Customers who come to the website while the waiting room is active, but after the product drop start time, will enter the site on a first come, first served basis. After the customers who arrived prior to the product drop start time have been served. From that point onward, all new customers entering the waiting room will do so on a first in, first out method. There you go. Now it says here, if I make it into the waiting room, am I guaranteed a product? No. Yeah, that's it. No, the purpose of the waiting room is to provide a stable website experience. It's not about you. It's about the website, right? Experiences during the high demand period and does not guarantee that a product will be available for purchase once it is your turn to purchase. You will only be able to complete your purchase if inventory is available. Once on the site, how long will customers have to shop? Customers are given 10 minutes to complete their transaction after they are out of the waiting room. This is a standard value which is not customized for each coin drop. If the shopping duration is exceeded, customers will return to the waiting room. Yeah, so you better have your ducks lined up. If not, you're going to miss out big time. Big time. Now let's keep on keeping on. We're going to talk about the shipping and return policy. If you get an order you don't like, or it's got spots, it's you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, those yellow coins from the silver proof set and the regular proof sets, toning, not my favorite. Shipping and return policy. Here we go. The U.S. Mint offers various shipping options to best meet your needs. Orders are not valid until accepted by the United States Mint, and that's when they're confirmed, right? We got your order, and then you'll get a second email saying we got your order confirmed. The United States Mint reserves the right to limit quantities and may discontinue accepting orders at any time. The United States Mint reserves the right to accept or reject coin orders in any combination or options it determines to be in its best interest. Yeah, I bet some of you who have had who are listening here have had their orders canceled for no reason whatsoever, and that's how they get away with it right there. In the event of a particular coin option is sold out, the United States Mint reserves the right to either process partial orders or make refunds or return orders in their entirety. Yeah, that's been the theme this year, really. Registered and guest users may use track order to determine the status of your order and follow your shipment. When are we talking about returns? Provided the carrier supports this option. Guest users with other inquiries about the order or those wishing to cancel an order prior to shipment should contact customer service at this number here, USA Mint. All right. The United States Mint ships within the United States and the following United States territories: American Samoa, Guam, Mariana Islands, Puerto Rico, and the United States Virgin Islands, USVI. See the international shipping section below for the list of countries we ship to, regardless of shipping method. The United States Mint selects from a number of carriers to deliver your package. That's right. Remember when they started using, gosh, who was it? Because they're pretty much solid with USPS. But wasn't there a time a couple years ago they were using another carrier? I can't remember exactly what it was. Regardless of shipping method selected, the United States Mint selects from a number of carriers to deliver your package. The United States Mint requires signatures on shipments for over $600. Is that always the case? The Mint does not automatically require signature on shipments for an order under $600. However, you may select the option for signature upon delivery for orders under $600 during checkout for a fee of $3.95. As this is a service provided by the selected carrier, the Mint cannot guarantee that the carrier will require a physical signature or other receipt validation upon delivery, and the Mint will not refund the $3.95 signature fee if a signature or other receipt validation is not collected. Okay. Yeah, 395 down into blowing into the wind. Right now, it says here the United States Mint packages are shipped without insurance. Yowza! The customer assumes the risk of loss during transit. You think it'd be the carrier, right? It's the customer assumes the risk of loss during transit. Issue arising from delivery need to be resolved with the shipping carrier. It's not on us; it's on them. We shipped it. Shipping charge, and that's reasonable, right? I mean, if they shipped it and they gave it to the carrier, that should be on the carrier, right? If they don't get it to you. Now, the table below outlines the U.S. Mint online catalog shipping options, costs, and estimated shipping times from our distribution center. Please allow 1 to 2 business days for order processing, plus the additional delivery times window. And I got to tell you, there's international shipping, almost $20 right there, $2.95 per items, 1 to 2 weeks. Now, check it out. If you're a flipper, right, and you need that bad boy right away, and you're going to ship on eBay, because typically 1 to 2 weeks is pretty, it's a long time, right? I mean, especially if you're flipping coins on eBay, I think you'd want it the next business day or in 2 to 3 business days with expedited shipping, $17.95. $12.95 for standard, 3 to 6, and $5.95, which is the budget shipping, is what the loyalty customers get, as well as the products that are on subscription. So yeah, so if you're a flipper and you're using budget shipping, yeah, you might not want to. Anyway, I think that's enough of that. Let's go to the plus ones here this morning. Hope you're down with this. I know I am, and I've met a few people like this, and I've had to say, you know what, that's enough out of you. I got to go this way. You can go that way. This is Proverb 28, number 4. Those who forsake the word praise the wicked, but the keepers of the word contend with them. Now, I think what that means is that a person who has once learned the Lord's words, right, but that has abandoned their learning, yeah, they're the worst of all, right? Really, I mean, yeah, whoa, hey, easy with that, right? Now, with that said, let's bounce over to 395 99.9 KOIN Coin News Radio. This is the Rain Song by Led Zeppelin. Nice, easy, mellow song to go with your Sunday morning. Now, with that said, I want to thank y'all for coming. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you're going to see, sub the channel. It's free. What's not free is the membership. It's $1.99 per month. It's the price of a cheap cup of coffee or an inexpensive cup of coffee, whatever adjective you like to use there. And yeah, it's like 6.6 cents per video in a 30-day calendar month. It's not a whole lot and it helps these videos keep coming out each and every single morning. Now, remember, if just half of you out of the 13,000 people became members, I thank you. My wife thanks you. My children thank you. My grandchildren will thank you if I ever get any. Now, remember this, we're also having a bin on the bracelets that my son and my wife worked on, and it is basically a fundraiser for him to buy a car, because we're a 1-car family, and we got 3 people in the family, and so we're trying to do the best we can to get him a vehicle. That's right. And now I think that's going to be it, folks. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend. Stacker out.